Everybody, we're back again. Cannot wait to show you this episode with my good friend Summer over in Austin, Texas. She's going to share everything you know if you're thinking about buying a ranch. Not the style house, the ranch.
What's up, everybody? We are back. It's Moving Out the podcast. We are heading to Texas with River Realty specialist, broker owner, attorney extraordinaire, Instagram enthusiast, and all-around good person, Summer. If you can introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and your hometown and what you love about it.
Oh, man. So I am an oil and gas attorney. I specialize in title transactions. And I've been doing it for about over 10 years. And recently in 2020, at least in Texas, we had this huge, crazy spike in real estate. And we also own a brokerage, River Realty. And so I just kind of took my lawyer hat off and I put on a realtor hat. I went and got my license. I got it in 13 days. And I just started helping out with our brokerage. And we've recently opened up 3 offices. We have one in Bandera in the Hill Country. And we service San Antonio and all that good stuff. Sometimes Austin, a little bit there. And we have one near Dallas, Mount Pleasant. And we do East Texas now. We just opened up a new office. We're hoping to expand into South Texas. But I'm based out of the Hill Country in Bandera. And it's quote unquote cowboy capital of the world. So we have a lot of fun there. But
One of your Instagram stories or reels was I was leaving for Target and you ended up at a rodeo.
No.
So
Let me tell you, we have a rodeo in Bandera like every weekend. It's a thing. Every Friday, Saturday night, there's a rodeo somewhere.
For someone who's never experienced one, like me, take me down. What is your typical rodeo? What do you find there? What does one go to a rodeo to experience?
So I want to ask you if you've ever seen the movie Borat.
Which one? Borat?
Yeah. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, like vaguely. The guy who walked around like making fun of everything with the accent. Yeah.
He there's a scene where he goes to a Texas rodeo. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy.
It's accurate.
100% accurate.
Okay, so for anybody who's looking for a good depiction of a Texas rodeo, they have to go to Borat.
It's pretty realistic.
Okay.
Funny enough, but no, it's just a good time. It's usually like a good place to take your family and go see some crazy things going down with the animals. And they usually have a rodeo clown. He's really funny, and it's about an hour to 2 hours long. The real ones are the ones like in our little hometown, like Bandera. They have some big ones that they put on in Houston and San Antonio and Las Vegas. It's like a really big one in December. Those are fun too, but they're not as authentic, I guess you could say. Like the real rodeos are the ones in like Bandera or Cheyenne, Wyoming, Stephenville, Texas. Those are the really cool ones. But we don't go to all of them, of course not. But the really big ones are on the big holiday weekends like Memorial Day and Labor Day. We have people that come from all over the country and they just like converge on our little small town. It's great for business because then people want to move out there, But it's kind of like our thing. Everybody has their thing. New York has their thing, It's like our shit.
Yeah, I think our thing is pizza and anger, if I understand it correctly.
Anger.
Yeah, I think most people.
I went to New York City once, and everybody there was so nice and so kind. I was shocked.
That is fantastic.
That's like not what I think about when I think about New Yorkers. You think about these like guys with attitude, like I'm walking here,
Yeah.
And everybody was so kind. It blew my mind. I might change my mind next time I go and I encounter somebody rude, but
yeah.
I had a great experience with New Yorkers.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, New York, for showing this woman a nice time because it could have been a completely different story.
It was great. I was going to come back, and the food was amazing. It was the best food I ever had in my entire life. to be
We
honest.
are blessed. We are blessed with food. A lot of food options, a lot of diversity, which is what helps with the food options. You can eat anything from any country here in New York, literally. So that's always a plus. And we are the city that never sleeps. When you go into Manhattan, I mean, there's always something to do. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, you could find something. So on that subject, outside of rodeos, what would people moving to Texas, specifically your area, what would they be doing for, let's say, entertainment? So you said Target. So I know you have a local Target, and this is a big misconception for New Yorkers, right? New Yorkers, in a very selfish way, truly believe that most of what we have here can't be found anywhere else in the world. So I always like to do a little segment on this show, like, hey, do you have a Starbucks? Right? And do you have a no Starbucks?
Well, let
Oh
me tell
man.
you, in our small hometowns that I'm talking about, Mount Pleasant, Bandera, East Texas, we do not have Target. We do not have Starbucks.
Okay.
But if you go out to the major cities, of course we have those. But
Yeah.
like in our little areas, we don't. We're a little bit like New York in that way. You have to go out to the suburbs. We have to go out to the big city to go get one of those.
So do you have local comforts then, right? Do you have a local town where you
Yes,
can go and get coffee, right? A local shop owned, which is nice, right? Like
yes.
let's
It's very
yeah,
European, honestly. Like our little small town Bandera, it's very European in that we do not allow Walmarts to come in. We don't even allow McDonald's. They have like so many rules in this little town. So you're almost like forced to shop mom and pop, go to like the local hardware store or the local bakery, whatever. But it's great because then we're supporting real people and not like this mega
yeah,
conglomeration.
that's well said, supporting real people. And I'm sure that that's also pretty beneficial to your business too, right? Being able to know like Joe, the actual
Totally.
hardware store owner, right? Versus like you don't really know the
100%.
manager of Walmart here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. So
We all
that's
sponsor the things, for soccer, football, and we're the ones who put that all together. Like Walmart ain't doing that.
that's awesome. That's really cool. So in the real estate market, if they want to move into that town and get away from the Starbucks and all that stuff, what's the average price of homes? What would an average home, maybe 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, what would you say somebody could maybe pick one up for on a low side and then maybe on a high side?
Okay, so the market back 3 years ago, of course, everybody knows the market's changed. In Texas, it was cheap. You could get like a 3-2 home on a nice sized lot for probably about $300,000. 2020, the script flipped, and the market bottomed out, and people were selling. There was so much on the market, and people didn't know what was going on with COVID, right?
Yeah.
And then it flipped again, big time. And so the prices have been escalating. Um, it's not probably on the level of, the East Coast or California, but we're seeing it on our end. It's about 8% up from last year in the Austin area. Is it still cheap? Yes, you could probably still buy that same home for $400,000, and it's still a really good value. But unfortunately, because of the way the market is right now, um, although we all know that's slowing down, but and all of our competition coming in from California and New York, have lots of clients from out of state. They have forced the prices to go up a little bit more so than they used to be. Yeah,